Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Offense Rampa Seminars. It's been a while. You know that I miss you so much, and I love talking about the principles. It's been a hectic week, but when we study philosophy, we always talk about how important it is to study yourself and read books every day. We live in a world of attraction. Whatever you think about, you attract to yourself. That is the law of attraction. So if you say, I'm going to have a good week, that means you are going to have a good week. It's also what we spoke about last week when we talked about auto-suggestion. Keep on telling yourself the good things. Your mind responds to what you are saying. So that's why I want to talk about the subconscious mind, because there are two sections here. So when we talk about the mind, we are not talking about the brain. No, a brain is a brain. So when we talk about the mind, if I can say to Bob Proctor like to say, has anybody ever seen a mind? When I speak to you, what you think about when I speak and say something to you, well, like for example, when I talk about a fridge, you don't think a fridge. No, no, no. You don't think like words like FRI. You don't think words. You think pictures. So you always think about pictures. When I say fridge, already in your mind, you are formulating a fridge. When I talk about a cell phone, you don't think spelling. No, no, no. You think about a phone. So you are always thinking about images. That's a wonderful thing. We are God's highest creation and we can always think. So we are blessed with creating pictures in our own mind. So when I talk about the mind, most people think about the brain, and no, we are not talking about the brain. Mind is something that's different from the brain. So I would love to draw a picture of the mind. So there are two sections of the mind. It's called, number one is your conscious mind, number two, it's your subconscious mind. So here it is here. This is your conscious mind, okay? Let's do this. This is your conscious mind. So what happens on your conscious mind? What happens is that on your conscious mind, every decision that you make, it comes from your conscious mind. Everything, every news that if you decide to take a walk right now and you hear neighbors talking about, oh, there's no electricity, there's no food, there's no this and that, all those ideas, they are what we call a suggestion. Whether you like it or not, those ideas are suggested into your conscious mind. And you, as a person who has a conscious mind, have the ability to reject all those ideas. You might say, okay, there's no water, but water is not stopping me from making my decision and achieving my definiteness of purpose. You might say, okay, there's no electricity, but it's not stopping me to go out and make some sales. Okay. So everything that you hear, whether you like it or not, it comes as a suggestion and it comes inside of your conscious mind. The nice thing about a conscious mind is that you have the ability to think and reject all those ideas that are not working. The majority of people, they have this ability in their conscious mind to reject all those ideas that are not working, but they don't reject all those ideas that are not working. Instead, they inhale and they intake all those ideas that are not working and they make those ideas theirs. That's where you need personal development. That's where the majority of people err, because you cannot take wrongful ideas and then you inhale those ideas, you take them and you make them your own. How many people are on earth? For sure, more than 7 billion people are on earth, still counting. So every suggestion which you hear, are you going to take every idea that's very bad? Because the majority of people, their ideas are very bad. Why are these ideas very bad? Because they've been force-fed to believe in those type of ideas. So we are saying, change these type of ideas in your conscious mind. You have the ability to reject all those ideas that you are hearing that are not good, and accept only positive ideas. A positive idea can be an idea such as anything you want to do, anything you want to have in your own life. What do you want to have? Somebody says, I want to have a business. Okay, fine. Focus on your business. That's a positive idea. And then you hear somebody say, oh no, your business, they're gonna be like, oh no, your business is not making money. That is a negative idea. Do not entertain that idea. Everything that you hear, it comes as a suggestion, it comes to the conscious mind. For example, if you switch on the news today, what would you hear? You would hear all this bad news, how that a bus fell off and 400 passengers got hurt, they are sent to the hospital, there was a shooting, where. All these news are bad news. Do not listen to the news and do not watch the news, because those news, they come as a suggestion to you, to your conscious mind. And when you accept those ideas, they formulate other ideas based on those negative ideas. So now you find that this whole conscious mind, you see how big it is. It is filled with negative ideas only. How will you achieve outstanding success and financial breakthrough while your conscious mind is having negative ideas? You can't. So when personal development, we teach you to reject these personal ideas, how to reject these negative ideas. A negative idea is something that makes you feel bad. Bad news cannot make you feel good. Okay, so when you hear news that make you feel good, these are the type of news that you should accept. And when you accept news that makes you feel good, what happens is that, let's start like this. You have this ability in your conscious mind to accept any idea that you hear and to reject any idea that you want. So here comes bad news. It comes into your conscious mind and you think, I don't want that bad news. And you reject all those bad news and you say, what do you want? I want to have a business. So you want to have a business. What do? You focus on your business, and you focus on your business with such high intensity. And that high intensity finally will be reflected in your subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind doesn't have the ability to decide what it wants. The subconscious mind, any idea that comes to the subconscious mind automatically will be happening in your own life. So you hear bad news, I don't want this bad news, you reject this bad news, and you feed yourself the good news that I want to have a business, and you plan. You do not need to have money. Remember, you plan what you want to do with this business, how much would you want to earn, and what type of target audience are you looking for. So as you feed your mind with these positive ideas and neglecting the negative ideas, that desire with that high intensity will begin to go down to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind, what it does, it will help you translate your business, and it'll give you more ideas on how to generate your, remember, you want to own a business. So when you high intensity focus on this business, it goes to the subconscious mind, this idea. The subconscious mind will give you ideas on how to generate leads on your business. That's how the subconscious mind works. However, the majority of people, they hear bad news, and then when they hear this bad news, what they do is that they accept this negative news. And when they accept this negative news, their conscious mind is now filled with this negative news. So what they do with that negative news is that since their conscious mind is filled with this negative news, automatically it translates itself to the subconscious mind. Imagine having negative news in your subconscious mind. This is where worry comes, because subconscious mind will say, okay, I have negative news. Let me give you what you want. And it will give you worry, it will give you headache, it will give you sickness, because that's what negative news can do. Worry, sickness, headache, and not having a good life, full of fear. So the subconscious mind, whatever you give it, it will accept. God says, what do you want? Give me what you want. What do you want? So if you're asking for headache, if you're asking for stress, if you're asking for negative vibrations, the subconscious mind will give you. The subconscious mind doesn't say, oh no, you don't know what you want, let me help you fill in your positive information. No. The subconscious mind says, whatever it is that you transfer to me, I will transfer to you. You see, reject negative news and accept positive news. And when you accept positive news, so it's all also about concentration. Concentrate on the positive. You want a business, right? Concentrate on that business daily. Every day when you wake up, think about that business. Feed your mind some good stuff. Listen to some motivations. Read good books. Clean your mind. Hang around with people who are speaking of positive stuff. We are dealing with the battle, and you are dealing with yourself on a daily basis. Your mind matters. Two sections of the mind. Accept positive news in this mind, and intensify that idea with a deep burning desire. Napoleon Hill said you have to have a deep burning desire, and it will translate itself into the subconscious mind, and then voila, subconscious minds will give you ideas. So this helps us also. It helps us to whatever that you want in your own life. You do not have to struggle. Once you understand how the conscious mind works and you understand how the subconscious mind works, it's all about attraction. See, many people do not have understanding. That's why worry comes from. That's where sickness comes from. That's where the 6 major fears come from, because of they have no understanding. And in personal development, we say we are here to help you understand. This is part of the principle. It's part of cooperation also. Speaking of cooperation, I'd like to speak of cooperating as individuals. In order to try to block, I'll give you some ideas that in order to try to block your conscious mind from receiving negative ideas, you have to live in harmony. Harmony is everything. You need harmony in your own life. You need harmony. Harmony between family, harmony between friends, harmony between work associates. Remember, you fix yourself first before you fix anybody or everybody. So you need to cooperate with a lot of people. Stop this thing of saying, no, I want to work alone. No, I want to work alone. No. You need other people. There's never a big business here in South Africa that was made with one man alone. No, you need other people. You need other people to handle the stores. You need other people you need HR. You need your PR to select your image and how to work. You need managers to run the employees. You need employees to run. You do not work alone. You always need other people. And part of cooperation is always cooperate with the necessary people that give you positive information. Always work with somebody else. Do not work alone, because working alone will strain you. Always willing and always want to find somebody to work with, because there's enough for everybody here on earth. That's the good information that will give you. These ideas says there's enough for everyone here on earth to have everything that they have. There's no lack or shortage of everything. Like attracts like. So when you think positive thoughts on your conscious mind, it kicks it back to your subconscious mind, and you will attract those positive thoughts according to the likes. Negative thoughts brings likes of health. No, negative thoughts brings likes of sickness, headaches, and worry and disease. Positive thoughts gives like of business ideas, health, prosperity, richness. When have you seen a person with money not being happy? You're always happy wherever there's money, because you attract what you want to attract. This is the golden rule. If you live by these principles, I promise you your life will change completely. Thank you.